right, let's get this thing started. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Let me get a little coffee in me. Got a new Yeti cup for Christmas. Didn't get all the hype before, but I do now. These cups are awesome. Before we start the video, bonus points for anybody that can tell me what this shirt's from. Comment it down below. You get bonus points. Everybody loves extra points. 2019, it's a new year. I'm having a ton of people subscribe to my channel. New viewers all the time. Everybody trying to get on their fitness journey. Everybody trying to figure out what's going to work best for them. And I figured I would share some of my experience with dieting, and I would go over like 5 things that I wish I knew and I understood about diet, staying lean, fitness, and all of that when I started this about 7 years ago. So that's the goal of this. Before we get started, I'm going to say you might not agree with everything I say in this. You might have your own ideologies when it comes to diet, training, nutrition, whatever. And personally, I don't give a shit. Whatever breaks your fast or you don't like, it doesn't matter to me. At the end of the day, I'm just telling you guys my honest heart's truth on what I believe works and what I think you should follow. And these are my top 5 tips. You guys ready? Let's go. Tip number 1 is that there is no diet that is going to work best. Everybody's trying to pitch you a fad diet these days. Everybody's saying you need to do keto, you need to do carnivore diet, you need to do paleo, low carb, carb cycling, whatever, right? And I've tried all of these diets. I've done every single one of them. And in my experience doing all of these, I have never noticed one work better than any of the others. At the end of the day, it's law of thermodynamics. It's the amount of calories you take in versus the amount of calories you are burning in a day, and that's going to result in your weight loss. Your body needs 2,500 calories a day to maintain its weight, and you eat 2,300, boom, you're in a deficit, you're going to lose weight. If you eat 2,700, you're going to gain weight. Any diet can help you achieve that deficit. Where you're going to find these variances at, though, and one thing I had to learn was that when you're in a deficit, your body's going to pull energy from somewhere. It's going to pull it from your body fat or your muscle. If you are following a diet that lacks in protein, that's usually where people end up skinny fat. They're eating less, but they're not getting enough protein in, so in turn, your body's breaking down the amino acids on your body in the form of muscle, and you're not actually losing fat. I want to reiterate this to you guys. If you are out there looking for a quick fix and you are looking for a diet that's just gonna be perfect, no such thing exists. But a diet that fits your lifestyle the best is what exists. So if you like keto and you like higher fat and your body has less cravings that way, then hey, go for it. If you like carb cycling, I don't know who's crazy enough out there to like it, but if you do, then that's the diet for you. But you're not gonna do one diet and it's gonna be like the secret. So I want you to understand that it is literally at the end of the day, calories in, calories out, adjust your macros accordingly, and boom, you're good. Second thing I wish I knew is that macros aren't everything. You got some coaches out there that are telling you just hit your macros, hit your macros, hit your macros, and you're gonna be good. You got people trying to sell you cookbooks with magic pastries and shit in them for weight loss, and at the end of the day, you're gonna feel like shit, and those dudes are scam artists. And that's real talk. Let me give you an example. Let's say you take one day where you hit your macros. For those of you that are new to fitness, macros is protein, carbs, and fat. A certain amount of grams of each. Those add up to calories. I think you get the point. Let's say you have 70 fat, 200 protein, 200 carb here, and it's filled with clean and nutritious foods, and you have the exact same amount, and you just fit whatever you want in there, right? You drink like 4 protein shakes, you're doing Reese's cups, whatever, to try to hit that. You are going to feel terrible on this food option, and I promise you that. I used to follow macros, and that was my thing. I'm like, I'm just gonna follow my macros. I'd be running around all day. I would stop by Ank's supplement shop. I would be eating protein bars and things like that. When I was doing that, my cravings were through the roof. I felt like crap. I wasn't recovering right. And once I switched over to full, clean, nutritious foods, I felt a ton better. And it's not that you have to do 100% clean, because right now, I'm probably like 85% clean. You wanna make sure you're getting those healthy staples in, because those micronutrients are way more important than you know. Your body needs those vitamins, your body needs those minerals to feel good. If you are simply just hitting macros and wondering why you feel like shit, that is probably why. It took me a long time to figure that out. So in summary, if you're working with a coach that gives you macros, make sure you're at least getting your greens in, you're getting good sources of protein in. You can kind of play with some of the other stuff, but make sure you get those bases in, because you're gonna feel a hell of a lot better. Promise. Tip number 3 is that there is no such thing as a magic supplement. The closest thing to a magic supplement is going to be anabolic steroids. Most of you guys know I've had my fun with them. In all honesty, I was at some of my sloppiest, some of my worst physiques when I was on steroids. At the end of the day, it ultimately all comes down to diet. If you're sitting back and you're trying to microanalyze every supplement you're taking, you're like, I need this creatine, I need this vitamin, I need this special whey protein powder. None of it, like all of that stuff isn't really gonna do much for you. And that's real talk. You might get a little benefit for some of those, but at the end of the day, it's really real food. Real food reigns supreme every single time. There's been proven benefits with things like creatine and branched chain amino acids and stuff, but you're talking like a 0.5% difference. You're talking something you will not even notice. I've never taken creatine and been like, yeah, I feel like I'm on creatine. Never, not even once. Right now, I literally only take branched chain amino acids to flavor my water and green superfood powder. Other than that, I don't even take supplements. So don't think there's gonna be some secret magic pill out there that's gonna make you bigger. Any secret magic pill that's gonna shed fat off you. That stuff doesn't exist. It really doesn't. At the end of the day, diet. You're gonna find me saying that a lot. Diet is the most important thing. If you want your body to be a Lamborghini, you aren't putting regular gasoline in that. Lamborghini requires 93 premium. You gotta put that in your body. That's how you wanna look. Fourth thing I wish I knew before I started dieting was that you really gotta make this a lifestyle. I know some of you are thinking, you hear it all the time. You find someone, you're like, oh, you've lost lost weight, what are you doing? That's your most important tip. Honestly, you gotta make it a lifestyle. We've all heard that before. Cringe factor aside, there is truth in that. Like I said earlier, I have tried every diet under the sun. I have tried eating 5 to 6 times a day. I have tried keto, carb cycling, you name it. I have tried it. And every one of those diets where I failed was that when I was done dieting, I rebounded all my weight almost immediately. I could not find something that I could just stick with and something that felt effortless. At the end of the day, finding the right diet for you is gonna boil down to what you can follow day in and day out, and it doesn't feel like you're actually dieting. I don't think there was ever a point in my life where I was more miserable than when I was eating 5 and 6 meals a day. Because when it came time for like weekends or going out for food, you literally couldn't do it because you break your diet, it would lead to a binge. And that's another thing, if you're that strict on a diet, it's gonna lead to more binging, which was something I always struggled with. I was always binging. You give me one cookie, I'm eating the whole box. If you've been following me, you know now I do extreme intermittent fasting. I literally eat 1 meal a day. Now, the downside to that is it's a little hard to get all your nutrition in 1 meal, but I try really hard and we get it done. But that just seems to fit my lifestyle the best. I'm not saying anybody should go out there and start eating 1 meal a day, but I am saying you need to experiment and play around. Figure out what works for you. Maybe you don't fast all day. Maybe you fast till 2 p.m. If you've never tried fasting, I'm telling you, it is a game changer as far as mental clarity, energy, creativity, you name it. I will never not fast. One of the other benefits of fasting is if you restrict the time you can eat in a day, right? You take that time, let's say here's your day. You restrict it to this much of the day. It's way harder to fit more calories into this period than it is this period. You're gonna eat less calories automatically. It took me a lot of trial and error with a bunch of different diets to find one that fit right into my lifestyle, but I did. And as of right now, I've never been this lean, this effortlessly. I've never been this free, and I've never felt this good on any other diet. It took a while, like I said, but trial and error, you try some different stuff, you can figure it out too. Then the fifth thing I wish I knew when I started that is the most important component of any of this when it comes to dieting, when it comes to losing weight, when it comes to fitness, when it comes to really any goal in your life, it is going to ultimately come down to your willpower and how bad you really want it. You see it all the time with New Year's resolutioners. They go to the gym for a month and then they're done. They go to the gym for a week sometimes and they're done. That's a weak spirit. You gotta ask yourself, do you really want it, right? If you find yourself dieting and then binging all the time, making no progress, that's nobody else's fault but your own. You must not want it bad enough. I don't know how some of you guys are raised, but I was raised that if you want something, you go out and get it, and you do slip up along the way. You'll make some mistakes, you'll mess up. That's human nature. But to consistently sit back, cheat on your diet, cheat yourself, lie to yourself, and then look for other places to cast blame, like your diet, your training, your coach, or whatever, when ultimately it's on you, that's no good. No good for anybody. One resolution I would challenge every one of you to make is to not lie to yourself in 2019. As people, we do it all the time. We lie to ourselves about everything in our life. Go through a day and just really examine how many times you tell yourself something in your head that you know is not true. Happens more often than you'd think. You really got to be honest with yourself, and you got to ask yourself, why do you want it? Are you dieting down to do a show? If you're doing a show, what reason do you have to do a show? Are you doing it for a little bit of clout amongst you and your friends? Are you doing it to prove to yourself that you can? Or are you doing it just to take a few cool Instagram photos? Is there a long-term benefit in that, right? You have top-tier genetics. Are you going to make it to that final stage? You're going to make something out of it. These are all honest questions you got to ask yourself. If you're losing weight, what are you doing it for? You doing it for you? You doing it for your kids? You doing it for your wife? Do you want to feel better? Do you want to be more healthy? Do you want to live longer? You got to really figure out why you're doing it. You got to put it in your head that that's the end goal. And none of this, maybe I'll do it. Maybe. I hear maybes a lot. I hear a lot of people, I'll be like, you should try this. Like, well, I might. No, there's no maybe. There's do or there's do not. There is nothing else. You want it, you go get it, and that's it. End of story. Excuses are for the fucking birds, man. The difference between people that have what they want, the people that don't, is your ability to execute on it. You make a decision in your head and you go and you get it regardless. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. I've always said, get your mind right, get your grind right. You do those two things, you can accomplish anything you want in life. But you can't give up when shit gets a little hard, because it's gonna get hard. It's gonna get tough. Life is full of ups and downs, but your adversity through those is what's gonna shape you as a person and ultimately make you successful. And if I'd have known that in the beginning and I would have applied that mindset to everything in my life, like I try to do right now, don't even know where I'd be. If there's anything I want you to take away from this video, it is that this shit really isn't that hard. At the end of the day, eat less calories than you take in. Make your mind up about what you want and why you want it. Follow the diet that's best for you. Try different things. Be experimental. Bust your butt in the gym and the results will come no matter what. And those principles apply to everything in life. At the end of the day, that's it. Willpower, make your mind up, execute. And that is another video, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you liked it. My first album drops on the 17th of January, so I've been grinding my butt off, but I'm still bringing videos to you guys. Those of you supporting the music, I appreciate you. I'm gonna put a link in the description box below and in the pinned comment of my Spotify playlist. If you have Spotify, a lot of the songs that are gonna be on the album are dropped in a playlist so you can check them out. As always, I appreciate the support. It's 2019, it's a new year. It's time to go out and make shit happen. No one's gonna do it for you. No one's gonna hold your hand either. You gotta go out there and get it. If you want it, you get it, and that's it. There's people out there that don't want you to win. There's people out there that don't want you to succeed, but the best revenge is success itself. Let them talk, let them say what they want, but your success will ultimately be the middle finger. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, smash that thumbs up button. If there's any tips you think I left out, comment below. And if you had a favorite tip, comment that down below too. Nothing but love. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Big things pop in 2019. That's it. Let's all make our dreams a reality. Done with it. As always, don't forget to smile, remain positive, and pay someone a compliment, because you never know whose day you can make it better. With that, we're out of here. Remington James Production. I will see you fine ladies and gentlemen at the next video. See you guys. Woo, underrated. Ain't nothing better than black coffee.